want to do this. It would mean the world to me to do this, and if I didn't, I would regret it more than whatever the consequence is. Know your abilities, know yourself, and go. The risk, I know the risk, and the reward is better. The reward is bigger, and I would rather get hurt than not have tried. You know the risk. You know you could die. You could die.
There is no sadness, and there is sadness in dying. You know, there's the tragedy of the family, of course, and the friends left behind, which is hard to overcome. But you know, as far as being a human being and what we all aspire to be as gnarly human beings, and in order to be a gnarly human being, you know, you set your goals, you challenge yourself, you push yourself to chasing the ultimate. And you know, in order to achieve that ultimate and be that ultimate, we all know that you have to be willing to pay the ultimate price. At the end of the day, all that really matters is, you know, was he happy? Did he, you know, we all have to be happy doing what we do in our day-to-day lives. And you know, whether that's being conservative or whether that's being gnarly, we have to be happy and take pride in the jobs that we do. So you know, when that time comes, then you know, we have experienced life to its fullest. And a lot of people, you know, that may live a conservative life, they don't get to feel that the life, you know, because you never really enjoy life or feel life until life is nearly taken from you. And in those few minutes is when you actually experience living. Like, that is truly living.
But I am Deanette Wells, and I am Johnny Strange's mother. You know, Johnny was meant to fly, and he showed us that since he was 2. The kid was meant to fly. Would say, oh, how can you be the mother of that kid, and you know, what do you do? And it's like, guys, first of all, my son's 18. If he wants to go jump out of an airplane, you know, what am I going to do, ground him? And you couldn't hold him back financially because he was quite happy eating SpaghettiOs out of a can and sleeping on someone's couch. So, you know, what are you going to do? You tell your kid you love him and you support him, and you're not going to stop him. I used to do adventure races, and he used to get so angry that he wasn't old enough to do them, that he couldn't do them too. And I'd say, you know, it's the law, you have to be 18. It's not my rule. But then thankfully at the age of 12, he found climbing, and that he was allowed to do. And that seemed to really calm him down a bit, and it gave him an outlet, because teenage boys need to do something. And thankfully, all through high school he had climbing, so by the time he was 17, he'd climbed the 7 summits. But that still wasn't quite fast enough for him. He was always in search of speed.
Hannah Strange, and I'm Johnny's little sister. I think something that might not make sense to people who didn't know Johnny when they watch his videos. Here I am doing these extreme sports that get people's attention, and now put your attention to what really needs to be focused on. He's doing these extreme sports, and then he has like donate to Parkinson's or stop genocide at the end. He was trying to figure out a way to do what he loves and change the world, and sort of like put them together into something that he enjoyed doing, but also knowing that he was making an impact. There are millions of people in the world who can't, not only can they not do things they love, but they don't have basic human rights. They can't, you know, like he got that. He saw the world and he saw people like that. So I think that's why he was so passionate about genocide. And of course, knowing someone who had Parkinson's and seeing that struggle, he understood that that could happen to him at any moment. So it was just sort of like his goal was to make it so that these people that weren't able to do things that they love were able to. I think this is his dream.
Skydiving, you can fuck up and you have a backup parachute. Base jumping.
I'm Trevor Jacob. I'm one of Johnny's closest friends. I've known him most of my life. You know, it's really hard to grasp that, you know, that life is so fragile and it can be taken from you so fast. He was a one of a kind, you know. He definitely knew how to focus and how to put in his time and effort in preparing for a plan in order to achieve his goals. And there was nobody in the world I've ever met like him that had the ability to focus so precisely on a certain thing and just put all of his energy into that, and then he would go and make it happen, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, Bonnie come up with some master plan, and most of the time it would work, some of the times it wouldn't. He would just come up with the craziest ideas to do. I never met anybody like Johnny that could just throw it all down on the line and put everything, his heart and soul, into one thing. And you know, his outlet, his escape is wingsuiting, and there was nothing that he loved more than wingsuiting, and that was his calling. We met up, he was giving me a ride to the train station. This was about a week before his trip, and something just didn't seem right. So I took out my camera and I just filmed a clip of us driving, and I really was just thinking about, you know, how much I cherish these moments being next to you know, my best friend. And alright, Johnny is dropping me off at the train station. I'm going train hopping. He's going to Europe to go wingsuiting.
And we're just gonna be hardcore in charge the rest of our lives and give no fucks.
You heard it from the man himself. But cruising down this highway, living life, enjoying it to the fullest.
Every day.
Yeehaw! 4 days before his trip to Switzerland, he was jumping out of a hot air balloon, and that was what he was doing to train, because it's the best type of training. It's, you know, it's the closest thing to dead air, which is when you jump off a cliff, but you can use a skydiving rig which has 2 parachutes. And I remember I was gonna go with him, but something had come up, so I didn't go with him. And I remember waiting for his phone call to see, you know, how the jump had gone. And I remember getting the phone call and him just saying, "I just had the gnarliest malfunction of my life. I almost died. I had to cut away. My reserve barely opened in time. I landed in this crazy industrial area, slammed super hard on the ground. I messed up my wrist." That's what he was saying, and he was just real freaked out, and you know, and real. You could tell it really got him good. And he usually doesn't talk about anything, you know, nothing really scares Johnny. but this freaked him out pretty good, and really starting to think about Johnny and how far this is gonna go. I remember telling him that on the phone. Didn't want to hear it. Had his set plan, had his set structure, and about 2 days before his trip, he calls me and he's laughing. I'm like, "What's up, man?" And he goes, "I lost my passport." He found it kind of like it was kind of comedy, and I said, "Johnny, these are signs, man." I said, "Don't go." I said, "Johnny, do not go on your trip." Word for word, he goes, "This is what I do." Nothing was gonna stop him. Nothing was gonna stop him.
My stepmom went to take him to the airport. She was dropping him off halfway to meet my dad. She said to him, "If you get hurt," and he stopped and said, "You don't get hurt in this sport." And she said, "Okay, Johnny, if you die, no one you love will ever be the same. Your family, your friends, no one you care about most is gonna be okay ever." And he really hid his emotions well. He just started crying and just like tears coming down his face, and he hugged my stepmom goodbye, and my dad said, "Why is he crying?" And Shammer said, "Don't let him go." And my dad said, "Johnny, please don't go. I'll do anything." And my brother said, "There's nothing you can do, I'm going."
My name's Alex Mazouk, and I was with Johnny at the time of the accident. It was a 2A jump, so I was the last person to see him. The plan was to travel around for 2 weeks together in my van, and anywhere we went, he would throw out his tent, I would sleep in my van. In the morning, we'd throw the stuff in the car and go hike, climb, and fly. It was a beautiful day, some clouds, but no wind down at the bottom. The weather reports the day before, it also said about 1 to 2 km/h winds, and then started hiking. And yeah, it took us probably 2.5 hours or so to get all the way up. We stopped a few times to take some pictures and videos because it was such a beautiful day. Sunny with just little puffy clouds around, and yeah, it's such a beautiful view there with the lake and the mountains, like snow-capped mountains in the distance too. Yeah, it was just, we were on top of the world. Both just so happy and stoked on life, on the jumping, on what we wanted to do with it. Yeah, and it just sucks that it came to such an abrupt end like that. When we exited, it was a 2A. I was following him off the exit. As soon as he went off, I could tell his body position was a little off. He was tilted a little bit to the left. And I think because of that, instinctually he opened his wings to try to correct his body position, but there was wind from the right. But right then it gusted, and so being tilted slightly to the left, and then that gust of wind from the right, and that exact combination of his body position and that exact wind direction tilted him just past vertical. So he went head low. I could tell he was in a bit of trouble as soon as he went off. Rotated onto his stomach, and then turned around and got flying. So I think if he had the momentum, if he just went head low, he would have been able to pull out of it with enough momentum, airflow over the suit to be able to fly it out. But because of the way he fell vertically for too long before he started flying. And when he got there, he needed to turn left to stay in it, to give him the most separation, kind of fly through this groove to get out. And so, like I said, I thought he was making it. I thought, he's lower than me, but yeah, we were not going to be able to fly the same line that we wanted to, but he's got it. And then about 2 more seconds, second and a half, 2 more seconds before he impacted. I knew right away what had happened, that he was gone. I had to fly for another 1.5 minutes before I could open my own parachute. And so I landed at the same place that we had planned on landing, right at a restaurant down at the bottom by the lake. That I just collapsed, and a gentleman came over and asked me what had happened. I told him my friend was dead on the mountain.
I hurt myself today. See if I still feel. I focus on the pain. The only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole. The old familiar sting. Try to kill it all, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I will keep myself. I will find a way.
A shadow from the darkness, rising up again. Never knew it can be so cold. Fire underneath my skin. Can you hear the storms coming? I'm a silver in the light. There's a spark in me. There's a spark in me. They say I'm a dangerous man. Better run fast as you can. Don't you look back. Every bone in my body's bad. Fires burning, the skies are turning black. They say I'm a
parents out there who try to squash their kids' dreams, or, you know, say you can't do this or you can't do that, or this is out of the box, or, you know, you have a kindergartner who's, you know, who has a teacher who says, oh, he's not smart, or, you know, he doesn't try hard enough, or, you know, the kid's busy looking out the window the whole time. You know what? Good, because he's probably thinking of something way bigger that's happening in that classroom. Don't give up on your kid. Don't get too mad at them. Just know there's something bigger and better out there for them.
No one can stop you if you love it enough, and the other part of the time should be spent doing something that you know is gonna change the lives of other people and sort of better their lives and make it so that they're able to do the things that they love to do too.
It's your life. It's a blank canvas, and you can paint whatever you want on it. Go out and live your life and be strong and be happy, and just go do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, you know, being happy and cherishing great times with friends and family, I think that's what matters most.
They say I'm a dangerous man. Better run fast as you can. Don't you look back. Every bone in my body's bad. Fires burning, the skies are turning black. They say I'm a dangerous man. In the pouring rain, in the middle of the storm, there's a light inside the darkness, leading you home. When life ain't what it seems, close your weary eyes, mend those broken wings, and learn how to fly. In the pouring rain, in the middle of the storm, light inside the darkness, leading you home. What it seems, close your weary eyes, broken wings, and learn how to fly. They say I'm a dangerous man. Better run fast as you can. Don't you look back. Every bone in my body's bad. Dangerous man. Better run fast as you can. Dangerous impossible is nothing. They say I'm a dangerous man. Better run fast as you can. Don't you look back. Every bone in my body's bad. Fires burning, the skies are turning black. They say I'm a dangerous man. In the pouring rain, in the middle of the storm, there's a light inside the darkness, leading you home. When life ain't what it seems,